Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna do something completely different. We will go through a strategy, but I want to talk about certain things. It could be a long video, but I guarantee you that this will be the best video you would ever watch on YouTube, because I'm going to explain how to win more than you lose realistically. And this is what I do with my strategies, and I guarantee you will win more than you lose. And before you dive into any roulette strategy, just think for a moment, okay? And ask yourself, what if the real edge isn't in the bets you place, but in the preparation you skip? Because we all chase a quick win, and only to watch a promising run unravel because we overlook the basics. To me, roulette isn't just a game of chance, it's a test of how well you understand its rhythms. Stick with me here, okay? I will explain everything step by step, because this is something that you will not be able to see on other channels, just because they don't have the proper tools to show you. And it's not about guarantees, but about stacking the odds in your favor through smart testing and planning, okay? Now let me explain how to cut down on losses. I actually cover this in every video on my YouTube channel with every strategy I share. And again, no one else does it quite like this, mainly because they lack of the right tools. And let's start with something. And to me, do not play roulette, any strategy, if you don't know how many levels the strategy needs. This is how I would like to start in this video, and other channels won't tell you. And this is where it all starts. Faces, okay? And I get strategies from subscribers all the time, but will Pulse AI idea weeds out about 95% of them. Reasons vary: too few faces, or wrong bankroll calculations, or progressions that don't match the bankroll. So for me, the first step is building faces. And we are going to create a strategy face here, and I will basically use 2 dozens, because people really like 2 dozens, and there are a lot of different strategies out there. But as you know me, I like to make the win and reset. And if I lose, I like to move to the next phase, make the win with a profit and reset, okay? Faces are what make or break a win. And seriously, take a simple example. If you are betting on even money with just 4 faces, bet and double again and double once more, you will fail, because there are not enough faces. When I say faces, that means levels, okay? So let's start with simple 2 dozen progression with triple martingale, okay? So let's go. I will use $1 here just to show you guys the real bankroll, and you will see it will be crazy, okay? And let's bet on first and third, all right? And then we will save this. Let's save it. And this is my next progression. So I am right now $1 short, right? So I have to make I will add one more unit to break even, but we will do actually triple. Okay, so now we are making $1 profit. Let's triple that, and we have 3 phases so far. 1, 2, 3, and I will replay this. There you go. So now what I want to do is that I want to play this for a bit, okay, and I want to show you guys. So let's spin this one. Spin again. Now we lost, we made profit. It looks easy, right? We hit the phase 3 and 30 spin count here. There you go. We made $30 in 37 spins, and this is the detailed chart. And let me analyze this. $81.8 winning rate, right? Which is great. So we won 30 times, we lost 7 times, but this is the probability for 37 spins. So 24 to 13, right? So we are on the lucky side. And longest win streak 6, and longest loss streak is 2. So we only played 37 spins, and most likely you will see that on the other channels because they don't want to test it further, and 37 spins give you some sort of win here if you are lucky. And I want to show you guys this. It will tell me I was on the lucky side. Okay, so luck is a factor in the game, especially when you are playing with 37 spins, right? The true probability will not apply to that because it's a small number sample. You may win or you may lose. Okay, and if you are playing less than that, like for 25 spins, this is the expected win and loss ratio. Okay, and we won 6 times in a row, which is great. Okay, and then let's go here. Starting from phase 3 up to phase 8. Now this is how WheelPulse AI idea analyzes every single strategy. It analyzes, it gives you the volatility, and it gives you everything you need. Okay, and it does actually analyzes everything here. I will show you. This is what goes behind the scene. It analyzed every single step here, and I wanna just show you. Usually I don't show this section, but Wheel Pulse AI idea is analyzing a lot of things. All right, so also it defines it. Okay, let's do 2 dozen stress test. Okay, so let's generate that. So let's see the description here. It created all these descriptions according to how I play. Okay, and then it defined every single face. These are happening behind the scene. Okay, and also at the very bottom you will see faces here. You will see volatility. There is no emergency yet, and there is no advanced, but spin history and everything. So it's very detailed. I think this is the smartest software out there. So now we created the faces, we made money, 37 spins, $30. And now let's go back to the total faces, $26. We made $30. It looks great. For now, for 3 faces, the suggested bankroll is 104. But we will go deeper now, okay? Because I want to create more faces, but I want to fail the strategy. This is how it is. So we started with 3, okay? So we go a little faster to fail it. So far it's doing very well, and there we go. So maybe we should put 1,000 here just to make it happen. And phase 3, right? See, 1, 2, 3. So this tells me that 3 faces are not enough because there is no faces. Now let's go here. Longest loss streak. This is what I am talking about. You haven't, like, we haven't linked faces to the longest losing streak yet. When I test strategies, I begin by setting up about 30 faces and all identical, no progression. Phase 1 is like $1 on, say, even money bet. Phase 2 is $1 till phase 30. Okay, still $1 on even money bet. So that's one example. Then I run through it with Wheel Pulse idea. I did. The rule is simple: win, stay, or reset. Lose, move to the next phase. This reveals the longest losing streak over 10,000 spins. It may not always reach that many, but it usually does. And if it does, it's a good strategy. Sometimes it gets there with a 10 cents bet, and with $100 bankroll. Wild. I reviewed the critical report for all the details I need, and I showed you that. So now this graphic shows me that 3 is not enough, right? So let's add one more. So this was the last phase. Let's triple that. Save. Okay, and then let's spin this one. And there we go. We are in profit. We made it, right? So now let's play again. Did you see that? So 4 faces not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. We lost 4 times. We didn't reach 1,000, right? If We reached 1000, that's a good strategy. Look at the graphic, it looks perfect. But what it is telling me is that we lost 4 times and gambling point is 4. It's risky, right? And we have to add one more. So this is the last one. Okay. And we have to triple that. And we have to save that. And let's spin that one. There we go. We made it back. Keep playing. We are trying to fail the strategy. And we haven't turned that longest losing streak into a betting progression yet, you know. And like I said, I always go with a win and reset approach. I never repeat bets for profit, like chasing 2 or 3 wins in a row. I prefer aggressive plays, win once, reset, and move on. Why? I want short sessions. I avoid pushes, partial wins, partial losses, and jackpots that don't align with outside bets. Those just complicate things, the calculations. I aim for balance. When I lose, you know, the casino wins. Now, what do we know now? 5 faces, not enough. We lost 5 times. There you go. Okay. So that tells me to add one more face. And yes, the luck factor is very important. It does exist. Look at that. Perfect, and then boom. Because you didn't have enough faces, it goes very well, and then boom. Now, why luck factor exists? It's a perfect example. You walk in the casino, maybe you are here, you leave with a profit. And then you walk here, you play, and then you don't have enough bankroll, you lose, and then you leave. Okay? When I win, the casino still edges ahead with the house advantage. In theory, we always come up short. Once you know the longest losing streak, you can build in more wins, and here is how. So there we go, that's phase 5. So far the total cost was 242. Okay, and then we go down, we have to triple that, and then save that one. Let's see how much is the bankroll right now. 728, and my suggested bankroll is 2912. Let's go 3. All right, and always go with that. I want to see what we hit so far. We hit 127, so I think we are at 4. $120, yeah, there we go. So maybe we can adjust the 5 and 127, 150. Perfect. So we added 6th face, we spin, we made it back. Now let's keep going. 12% hit, 500, 600 spin count, and longest loss streak, 5 losses. That means gambling point is phase 5. They are equal. Gambling point is the risky phase. So we know that you lost 5 times, and you may win or you may lose to the gambling point, so it's risky. Minimal face and bankroll requirements, phase 6, and that's as of now it's phase 6, and to be safe you need to add another phase. So we will run it for a while. Okay. So we kind of try to match the betting progression to the bankroll, but we are not sure yet. We are not sure about the bankroll. Okay, I am still trying to figure out what would be the longest losing streak. So knowing the longest losing streak tells you the true bankroll needed, right? That's where most players wipe out. They guess at it, or they go with what the YouTube channel tells them, and usually the YouTube channels tell you the total cost of the faces, not the actual bankroll. And we saw that if you just have enough, you cannot progress to win. So could be your stop loss, that's the total cost of the faces, but to make wins, right, you need bankroll. There we go. So we pushed it over 1,000 spins, and it failed because we only have 6 faces and gambling point is 6. Okay, and minimal phase. So for minimal phase we need to add one more phase, and safest point another one. Okay, so 6 losses. Now I was saying like you will see maybe 100 spins on the other channels. It's not enough. Look at that, we failed it after 1,000 spins, right? And often they are just doing 20 to 50 spins to show the strategy, and it's for entertainment, it's not to win. These strategies win in their videos, yes, they seem unbeatable, but they edit clips to show wins. Some of them, they're not honest. I do follow the honest ones. They tweak on the fly and rarely highlight failures, right? They keep winning and they show winning, and they never show the losing ones, or if they lose they make another video. So the players think, why do these work for them but not for me? So I explained at the beginning of the video, right? Without enough faces, the real longest streak, a solid bankroll figure, and the right progression, you will win some and lose some. So what's the point then? Roulette shouldn't be random like slots, okay? Where you just hit a button and hope for a jackpot amid steady losses. You can actually win more than you lose here. And look at the graphic, yes, but only if you prepare the strategy properly before you start. Okay, and this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to mapping the longest losing streak to 3 key winning points here, and I call them the gambling point, minimal bankroll, and phase point, and safest point. They fit 3 player types: risk takers with bare minimum funds, smarter players. So this is the minimal. Okay, sorry, this is the gambling point, and minimal is to me smarter players who plan ahead, and smartest ones with plenty of bankroll to spare. The smartest also know when to skip a strategy altogether. Okay, they use triggers to avoid burning cash. So let's aim to be the smartest. I will break it down. Say I test for 1,000,000 spins and the longest losing streak is 9. Okay. Say phase 1 to phase 9 is the high risk. So that's the gambling point. Luck rules there. And yes, I do believe in luck, because as I said, it's all about when you walk in the casino, you maybe just walked in the casino right here at this point, okay, with this many faces and the bankroll. But there we go. So you walk and then you lost, you lost your bankroll. Smarter players target phase 9 is minimum in that case, and the smartest, safest point. They play to the safest point. Okay. And they might pass or use triggers to stretch their bankroll, which is this. Okay. See that? So I will show you something. If I am waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, say 3 losses, I only need $26. So I am waiting and then I am progressing from 4 to 6. Okay. We will check that again after I explain everything. So if you just knew the longest streak, you could set these points yourself. I am actually showing you guys. Okay. So where are we? I will add 2 more faces. Why? Because I want to create the minimal face and the safest point. So that means I have to triple this and then triple this. Now go up. Suggested bankroll. So that's my suggested bankroll. Okay. And I will try to aim 1% of it. Probably I did already. Where are we anyways? Okay. Now we added 2 more faces, right? Look at that. Now we created the minimal face to 7 and safest point 8. I will actually spin the 7. And gambling point is still 726. So you need at least 2,186. So I just wanted to do this because I wanna separate these 2 games. So it's like I am starting over with 1 to 8. So let's play. Let's play and see if I will need to create more. And this is a true test. Okay. And this is a large sample. And also I wanna talk about the probability. You obsess over probability in small samples. We don't need to sweat it for large runs like this. 1,000,000 spins show the real odds, but 37 spins not so much. We saw that at the beginning. You might get 21 blacks and 16 reds. Why not closer to 19 to 18 ratio? Because it's small sample. Each spin stands alone adding to that 48.65% over time. More spins means more balance. It's straightforward. Even if some folks fixate on it, randomness is built in. Okay, I want to just stop this for a bit, and I want to just go up here and look at that. Session wins 948. Expected remaining wins is 928.86. Session losses, we lost 484 times, and expected remaining losses 503.14. Let's analyze it. All right, look at that. The win rate is 66.2. Winning coverage 2064.86. Look how close these are, right? So it is built in. I will show you here too. Pretty much what was expected. So people are not gonna provide you 1,000 spins to show this, and it's not going to apply it for 37 spins. Triggers need to be used to manage your bankroll, but you cannot say, oh, after 3 losses or after 3 black comes and progress here, follow the winner, follow the loser, progress. You cannot say that if you don't test the strategy properly. You will hear once it doesn't hit 3 times, say second doesn't hit 3 times, progress on the other 2 dozens, right? So how many times? What is your bankroll? Okay, we will figure it out right now. Actually, if you are a big fan of 2 dozen game, we will figure it out here, and maybe this $1 million testing, right, for 2 dozen players. So let's go down. Profit. Look at the profit. But minimal face. Okay. I just want to make it a little bigger. Let's show the hit chart, right? Look how balanced, because it's a lot of spins. It balances it out, okay? Black hits more. Some people are curious. Look at these numbers. 26, 24, 36, 6 and 10. First dozen, second dozen, third dozen. First column, second column, third column. First dozen, second dozen, third dozen. And even money. Actually, even money is the highest, right? All right. Rated 5-star. We are close to the profit goal. All right. And look at that. So minimal face and safest. So you will need 8 faces. You can wait here and then progress 4 to 8. But I would actually, this is how I would play. I would wait 4 losses on 2 dozens, means 1 dozen is going to win 4 times in a row, and then progress 4 times. So in that case, if I play with $1, my trigger point is 4, and now I need $26. Isn't that crazy? But this is like the best way. and I will actually include 8, because if you wanna play the minimal, this is what it is. See, face 7. But if you wanna include one more, you need $80. So far we hit 7, and let's keep going. And other thing, while we are testing this strategy, I get this question a lot. Covering 0, or we should cover the 0, or should we, or that. Like, you are unsure about covering 0. It depends on the strategy to me. I cover 0 sometimes with outside bets, but not always. With straight up bets, I check if 0 is hot, because it is acting like another number. And if Wheel Pulse Pro, because I do follow the winners at all times, if Wheel Pulse Pro tells me 0 is hot, I would. But in this case, let's see, I don't see 0 here. Okay, I may not cover that. Now this is straight up bets. Okay, I follow what's working and it pays off at the end. I have shown it in real play videos under my channel many times, how I track. Wheel Pulse Pro is amazing. It never failed me. That's why I actually put it out there. $7.99 per month, and you will make hundreds and hundreds, so it is affordable. But do what suits you, right? If you like to play call section, actually Wheel Pulse Pro has a section for that too. If you follow the call section and hot section, so that's amazing. So if it's not hot, I skip it for straight up bets, and to me 0 acts like any other single number than a loss if it hits. For outside bets, it's a different story. 0 feels bigger for me. In a 2 dozen game, it's like a 4th dozen or 12 numbers against me. So because I see 0 as the 4th dozen, and it is like 12 numbers, right? This is how I see. I may be wrong to you, but this is how I see. In a single dozen game, it's 4 dozens worth. I sometimes insure against 0 for a push, though I prefer straight profit. So instead of converting 0 to a push, I want to make a little profit. Okay, and there we go. So now we failed it. Phase 8 is not enough. It's a gambling point. We lost almost $4,000. What does this tell you? I am sorry to break this down, but we will need 2 more phases. And you know what does that mean? We will need to load this up. Now this is the part actually the other channels cannot provide, because they have no tools like this. So this is the difference between them and me. I provide them a strategy, and then I calculate it, because they want to use $1,000 bankroll or $2,000 bankroll, and probably they will tell you this is $4,000 bankroll, your starting bet is $1. No, that's not true. Your total cost is $6,560, like itself. It's the face cost. The suggested bankroll is this, and we have to increase it. We have to add more. So that means I have to load this, triple, save. triple, and save. Okay, so now let's go back here. Set the bankroll. And let's see now. Phase 9 and phase 10. Phase 8 is gambling point. We lost 8 times. Longest loss streak, 8 times. Okay? And yeah, you may walk in there just that moment and you lose your bankroll because you only have $4,000. So that's how you lose $4,000. Now phase 8, and I'm gonna click on phase 9, and we lost that one. And phase 10, we lost that one. So that means we have to add 2 more. Show. Go back here. So we have to triple this. And triple that. It's funny how the numbers are not fitting in the chip right now. It's funny. So now we are going back. Total bankroll. We go back here. Okay. And phase 8. So we are gonna click on phase 11 and hopefully let's zoom in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So the middle doesn't hit 10 times. 1, 2, and there's the 0, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See that? Now we will click on 11 to make it back. And now we will test it again from here. And minimal face requirement is 11 faces, and safest point is 12. And we are going to see how it works. Okay, and don't worry about the 0 right now, because 0, look at that, how many times we are hitting 0. My longest loss streak right now is 10. Okay, it includes the losses on 0, so don't worry about covering the 0 right now. So we are over 2000 spin count, and I think this is the actual bankroll need. And the minimal face, if you are playing with $1, look at this face 11. This is the bankroll need minimum if you play with $1. Why do I play with 10 cents? That's the reason. Even though you divide it by 10, it's a lot of money, right? So my point is this: I test strategies with 10 cents. Okay, we can stop it now. So I test the strategies 10 cents, and I actually check mark. But right now the example is $1, right? So I tell you. So I check mark and then see that. If you have $242, you are setting yourself for failure if you don't use the trigger. But say without trigger, you are able to place 7 faces with $2,186. Now this is the bankroll. So now what did we do? We talked about a lot of things here: losing streaks, gambling point, minimal face, bankroll, safest point, and everything. This information is valid for every single strategy. Okay, so maybe I am going to give you the $1 million answer for 2 dozens. So this is huge. We don't have bankroll like that. So if I have, say, $1,000, if I have $1,000, I would wait 1 dozen to win 5 times, and then progress on the other 2 dozens 5 times. Alright, sorry, 6 times, because this is the minimal face, but I would go here. So maybe it is good to wait for a dozen to 6 times and then progress 6 times. Okay, so this is the $1 million answer, because then we know that you don't need $1 million, whatever is showing there, and $242 is going to give you more wins. But my trigger point would be 6 wins on a dozen, which means the other 2 dozen are losing 6 times. And if you progress to the face 12, you can triple 6 times, and I am sure you are going to win somewhere. This is with a trigger system. If I don't use triggers, I use Wheel Pulse Pro. Okay, and I would go with second dozen and third dozen. Okay, so this is a continuous betting on a hot section. Okay, so I would go with second and third, but look how close they are, right? Because it's over 2000 hit, and I am sure this is like the safest point. Okay, like it's very rare, but yes, I do believe in luck factor. Look at that. If you walk in the casino here, you know, that's where the luck and unluck factor happens. You know, 0 may come back to back 3 times. There you go. And you lose, and then the other dozen hits like 4 times and 5 times, so it depends. But if you don't have this much money, you need to use a trigger point. Okay, so this is how I see. Now actually waiting on 2 consecutive wins or 3 consecutive wins makes this bankroll even larger, because you may lose and lose, right? You are not able to reset. So sometimes the Lambert progression looks fine, but it is not. You know, when you are going deep, that +1 -1 will not save you. You know, that's the whole thing. And going back to the zero coverage, I explained, but like if I give you a scenario, say base bet of 10 cents on 2 dozens, no zero coverage, okay, that's 10 cents each dozen, so total is 20 cents. And remember this one with no zero coverage. Now add the zero, 10 cents on the zero, okay, and it will pay you $3.10 if it hits. But we have to bump dozens to 20 cents each, so net's 10 cents per. So now total bet is 50 cents. It was 20 cents without zero, now it is 50 cents. So see the jump. Also, I'm not chasing zero jackpots like that. I would rather ease of zero and spread across the dozens. So I would take the pressure from zero and spread it on 2 dozens. So zero at 10 cents nets 10 cents on one number, and I would increase the dozens to $1.70 each. So that nets $1.60 on 12 numbers. Now my total is $3.50. So it was 20 cents with no zero. It was 50 cents with zero and 2 dozens, but zero is the jackpot, which is not enough for me. Okay, we don't know it's gonna hit or not. I would rather to make it smaller and put the pressure on dozens, which would give me 24 numbers with higher profit. So, and now I have $3.50 total cost of that bet. So from 20 cents to 3.50, you see the jump there. Now it feels more right, but remember, without covering, you start at 20 cents total. So I hold off on zero until later. Say I hit $1.50 per dozen, and I lost. Then I cover zero. It works better that way. And you know, my million spin test also include zero hits, and they shape the longest streak. I showed you. We hit a lot of zeros, and this is the longest streak, 10. Okay, so in tournaments, a strategy may profit in qualifier but flop in semifinals, right? Same one. It's those preparation gaps. Not knowing them eats bankrolls. I showed you, we lost our bankroll many times, but this is a great strategy with the right bankroll. If you know the longest loss streak, it depends on that. You will not be able to see this in other channels. They don't have this tool. Okay, I test to find failure points that uncovers the luck factor. And I explained it many times. Yes, there is luck, and I do believe in that. I believe in randomness. That's true random test, real pulse AI idea. And there are a lot of algorithm behind these things. And real pulse AI idea is able to play any strategy with the smartest way. Every time it plays, it learns. Okay. So you see the maximum drawdown, right? Look at that. Maximum drawdown. And you know, it's all about how do you time your entry. You may jump in as lion's dip, right? So if you are entering here, you are unlucky. If you are here, you are lucky. So, all right, see, win, lose, win, lose, win, win, lose, right? But you are able to go back after a loss. You are able to go back to phase one, go back phase one, and so that is the path to more wins than losses. If you have any questions, ask away. Not because I know everything, but because I test deeper than most channels out there. Thanks for watching.